What up, MoYak family? What's up, Josh, man? How are you?
Good. Ready to talk about Stockton and what just went down and our Angler of the Year race. And man, we got a lot to talk about on this one.
We do. We've got the championship, 16th and 17th, the same weekend. We've got the Bass Nation going on. Two huge tournaments on the same weekend on the same lake. Very excited about that.
Yeah, we've got 45 anglers signed up for the Bass Nation State Championship. And then that's locked in there. But the Missouri State Championship is open to, anyone in any club that competes in Missouri kayak tournaments. So I'm expecting us to get some pretty big numbers. Everhart's is, stepped up once again, and they're going to give us a new canoe Flint that we're going to give everybody a raffle ticket for and raffle away for free. So somebody's going to walk away with a new kayak. It's going to be a good time, and I expect it to be probably our biggest payout tournament in MoYak history, because there's going to be a lot of people there. It's a larger entry fee, so I'm curious to see just how much we're going to pay out to first place for that tournament.
Yeah, Troy Yankees, your reigning champ from last year, and he had a great day on the water, and I know that one day literally changed him, and that's exciting to see, and it'll be exciting to see this year. Seeing those guys compete. Soon after that, we got the AAKC, the All American Kayak Classic, Truman Lake. The shootout is November 6th, and then the tournament is the 7th. The top 50%, right, goes from the shootout.
That's correct. Top half of the field move on, and even if you don't happen to make that top half of the field, you can still buy in on the hourly big bass prize. So you can just pay an extra $20 and go fish Saturday and fish for that hourly big bass prize. So there's that too. So even there's something for everyone. So come fish the shootout if you haven't qualified. It's going to be a good time.
Definitely a good time. A week or two? How long until the KBF National Championship, Josh? I know you're headed down there.
Yeah, that's coming up for several of us in MoYak. We're getting ready to head down to Lake Gunnersville in Alabama. That's the first week of October. The tournament is actually during the middle of the week. So a lot of us are heading down on that weekend to start preparing to pre-fish. We've got a pretty nice cabin that we're all staying in. So we're all going to be staying together. So that's next on the list for me. And, some of these other guys, we're getting ready to head down to Gunnersville. And, I hear the vegetation, the grass and the lake is in incredible condition. So it should be a good frog time.
Yeah, those guys that are heading down there, MoYak, definitely show your support. If it's a post on Facebook or send them a message, or if you've got their phone number, send them a text, tell them good luck. Check out the leaderboard. I know that I'm sure it means a lot to you guys being there and competing and then representing MoYak. So guys, definitely show your support, show your love. And be cheering them on for that tournament. That payout could change one of your guys' lives.
Yeah, for sure. Since they had to reschedule stuff this year, so now it's the Trail Series Championship, it's the Online Series Championship, it's the National Championship. So if you're in all three of those tournaments and you do really good, the payout could be amazing.
It'll be a good time. We talked about Table Rock. Our last event for the team trail is on there as well. Quite a few points to be won to finish out, that team AOY. It'll be fun to watch, man.
Yep, Team Trail Championship is coming up. That's going to be on Table Rock. That AOY race isn't over yet. There's going to be 1.5 points on the line, so a little more points are going to be available in this tournament. So there could be some changes in that leaderboard.
Talking to AOY, we had a barn burner for MoYak. It was that, when you came on Facebook the other day and talked about how these guys were legit tied up. That's a great ending, storybook ending. Congratulations to Lance Burris on your AOY. Guy absolutely tore it up this year, especially for MoYak, and then also for Bass. The guy's been on a roll this year.
Yeah, he has. He's been consistent everywhere he goes. Top 5, top 3. Almost every tournament. So, that's pretty hard to beat when you're doing that. But yeah, what an incredible race. Dorman tied him. That just goes to show you the quality of anglers and, the level of competitiveness we have, in this area. So I was in shock when I saw it too. I didn't believe it. I was like, there's got to be a mistake somewhere. There's no way there's a tie. I really thought Dorman had it once he got that win in Big Bass at Stockton. I thought those Big Bass bonus points would be enough to put him up there, but he did have a couple bad tournaments, and Lance, Mr. Consistent, he really didn't. So that ended up being the final factor. So, but congratulations to both of them. But Lance Burris is our 2020 MoYak Angler of the Year.
Yeah, we talked about bringing those guys on. We're going to bring them on separately at a later podcast and talk to them. But the person we are going to talk to is our Rookie of the Year for this year, Mr. DJ Williams. Bring him on. He just finished third as well at Stockton. Kind of talk about Stockton and that event. Just looking at the numbers, man, 57 anglers for this event for Stockton. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think our average is like 68 a tournament this year. So we've done really good as far as numbers go. So that is really cool. That's what I'm excited about for next year, to see what our numbers are going to be like for next year. But yeah, 57 anglers at Stockton, and DJ, he was down there. He had a few people in front of him for that Rookie of the Year race, and just that one tournament. And I even think it came down to one fish, propelled him up there at the top. So it's going to be interesting to hear his story about how that happened and how he came out of nowhere to win that Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, well, congrats to him. Looking forward to talking to him here in a minute. Looking forward to talking about Stockton and all that good stuff. What else you got for us as far as announcements, Josh?
I think we've about covered it for now. We've got plenty of time to get the rest of the stuff out before the state championships. We'll be doing updates and getting some more information out there. So let's bring on DJ and let's talk to our Feel Free Kayaks MoYak Rookie of the Year.
Let's go. Guys, we can officially announce our 2020 Rookie of the Year, Mr. DJ Williams. DJ, what's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
We are doing well. Josh and I are in here. We're excited about your 2020 finish, and then you also finished third at Stockton, and kind of want to talk about that in your year and all that good stuff. Talk about yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh man, well, I've been bass fishing pretty much most of my life, but it was mostly off and on. Probably about 3 years ago, I've also been a local rapper, so I've been really popular for doing that. And so 3 years ago, I ended up getting shot at, man. It was crazy. So I ended up going through PTSD and some crazy stuff, and I don't really want to go through a therapist, so my therapy was basically fishing. So I went back to fishing. And I did a 200-day fishing streak from the bank where I didn't skunk and I was just catching bass. I was mostly just on crankbaits at local lakes. Got kind of popular on social media. People told me I should get a boat or a kayak and start doing tournaments. And I ended up doing that and jumped in on the monthlies, and then all of a sudden started doing the live ones. This year was my first year signing up with the club and fishing the whole season with them. And man, I've just had a blast all year.
Oh, we're glad you came along and joined us, man. That's a long drive to come down from St. Louis, but I totally I can relate to the whole therapy thing, because it did something for me too. Getting out on the water, it can mentally help your health. It really can.
For sure. So, I'm kind of a hard guy to humble, man. I'm a rapper and I play hockey, and fishing's been the one thing in my life that's actually humbled me, and I really enjoy the feeling. It teaches me that every day is not your day. And sometimes you just got to be persistent and keep going for it, man. And it's been a good life lesson for me. And honestly, MoYak's been one of the most awesome group of guys I've been around, and never felt more welcome. And it's some stiff competition, dude. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome, man. So how long would you say you've been fishing out of a kayak?
Probably 2 years, 2.5 years.
What are you fishing out of? What kayak do you have?
Right now I have a Jackson Bite FD.
So you're a pedal driver.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
Well, cool, man. Let's talk about Stockton. Let's talk about what worked for you and what didn't, and your highs and your lows for that day.
Oh man, Stockton was pretty cool. Well, I didn't get any time to pre-fish, and honestly, I've kind of been backing away from pre-fishing just because I feel like going into the tournament that these are all new waters to me, whether I fish them a day or two before the lake or I just jump out there one day and fish it. And I feel like sometimes pre-fishing had me stuck on a one lure or one method or one tactic. And I guess not pre-fishing, I go there kind of loose. And if something doesn't work, it's really easy for me to switch it up. And so I do a lot of studying. I studied the lake real hard. I knew that it was kind of a limestone rock, clear lake, it looked like a baby table rock to me. So I was just like, I figured my jig would work. And I figured top water would probably work in the morning, so I picked the launch. I kind of studied videos from other guys, and I kind of zeroed in on an area I wanted to fish. Happened to be just 3 minutes or 4 minutes away from the boat, from the check-in, which was awesome. And I just launched in the morning. I picked a bank I wanted to fish, which I thought was going to have buck brush on it, but the water was low, so there was no buck brush. So I just ended up throwing top water and got my first fish about 5 minutes into the tournament, a 15.5-inch smallmouth on a whopper plopper. That was cool. It was good feeling getting a fish that early on the board.
Hell yeah.
So I started working that bank a little bit more with that whopper plopper to no avail. Didn't get any bites, any more pops on top water. So I figured I'd just go right to the jig, same cove. I think I caught about 3 or 4 more in that cove. Probably about 30 or 40 minutes, maybe an hour into the tournament. I'm pretty sure I had my limit. And I was feeling good about that. It was pretty awesome. And then it started getting a little hairy for me because as soon as I got out of the cove, I was going to fish a point and there was a bass boat right on the point. So I'm like, okay, no problem. We share the water. We're kayak fishermen. We're used to it. So I go to get in another cove, see a bank I like. I pull over, there's another bass boat. So I'm like, man. I'm looking around, and I'm looking for a specific kind of bank to fish. The fish were rather shallow, and they liked chunk rock where I was at. They liked the transition banks, but if you had chunk rock and you had a slow, shallow incline in the water, probably going anywhere from 2 to about 10 feet, no more 20 feet out in the water. You didn't want too much of a drop off. They were kind of shallow. And I'm looking for this exact kind of bank. And honestly, I didn't see anything close to it like it. So I seen something across the river or lake, which is, I'd probably say it's about half a mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile to get across the lake. So I decided to shoot that way. I shoot that way, and the closer I get, the more things look like boats to me and not banks. So I realized that bank had about 3 or 4 boats on it.
Oh no!
So I've wasted 20 minutes just paddling around looking for somewhere to fish, and I'm like, man, but this bank looks so good to me. And there was probably about 400 yards in between these boats, and I got in between them and started fishing. I didn't want to be rude, and I don't think I bothered anybody, but at the same time, I got to catch fish, and I can't keep playing around, and I can only move so fast. So I got in there, and I kind of seen what direction those boats were facing, and I just decided I was going to fish behind them, which was a great idea because I ended up catching an 18.5, maybe 3 casts into being on that bank.
Oh.
So I felt really good about this, and I caught that fish on the jig as well. So I think I had 2 fish, which ended up being my keepers at the time on the board. And I've kept fishing that bank. Dude, I lost 3 fish in a row on that bank that were all solid fish. And I caught probably about 2 or 3 more. And I decided, it was probably about 11 o'clock at this time. I checked the leaderboard. I had uploaded. I was at 74.5 inches and in second place. Last tournament I went to, I kind of just fished the whole time and went hard. So I decided to stop, take a break, have lunch for about 5 minutes on that bank. And I intentionally posted up on that bank with my bright kayak so nobody else would come over there.
That's one way to do it.
It ended up working. So I went back and hit that same stretch of bank. I just switched lures because I lost fish on that bank. I figured there were still fish there. So, and we're talking about a 200-yard area. So I switched to a shaky head, and I fished the same area and coaled up a couple more times, and I lost about 3 more nice ones. And I was feeling good because I coaled, but I'm feeling kind of a weird way because losing that many fish on a tournament day that can make or break you, you know. So I went back over that bank again, and I caught another keeper. So at this point, I'm at 78 inches or so, and I checked. I was like in 6th place or so. I fished a bunch of other banks, and I fished a bunch of other area, anywhere I can really fit in between bass boats, which there was a ton in the area I was fishing. I'm not sure if there was a tournament going on or what, but I didn't catch very many more fish in different areas. I basically caught all my fish along that bank on the tip of an island and in the original cove I went to. So I decided to fish my way back to the original cove that I was at, and I fished all the way there, and I literally didn't catch anything until I got into that cove. And it didn't seem like my tactic was working anymore as far as that chunk rock and shallow bite. I tried to back out a little bit. That didn't seem like it was working. And I knew I needed to coal up at least one more good time. I had a 14 and a quarter on the board I wanted to get rid of. So, I mean, I literally had maybe an hour left, 45 minutes left. I decided just to Hail Mary and try something different. So I tied on a swim jig, and then I sat in about 30 foot of water and just started blind casting and slow rolling a swim jig. And sure enough, I pulled a 17 and a quarter, which coaled me up 3 inches. That one fish took me from 10th place to 3rd place. That one fish changed my Angler of the Year points and pushed me ahead of it. That one fish basically made my year. That one fish got me 3rd place, moved me up 3 inches, which was like 6 or 7 spots. It was really tight. That one fish, that 3rd place got me past Keaton, who has fished his ass off all year. And it secured the Rookie of the Year for me. And it literally came down to one fish, me being loose and me adjusting and switching it up and trying something different.
It's funny how many times it actually does come down to one fish, 1 inch. I mean, in this sport, I mean, it really is a matter of quarter inches. Every little bit counts. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling. And you can go back and say, you know, one fish from this tournament plus one fish from that tournament.
I was just about to say that.
It's crazy.
Literally, I have a plethora of 20th to 10th place finishes all year, except for Table Rock, which I struggled at because it flooded and my tactics just weren't work. Every other tournament, I'm between 20th and 10th. And literally every tournament, if I would have coaled up, that one fish would have pushed me in everything. I just happened to get it at Stockton.
Oh, that's cool, man. At least you did get it at Stockton. I mean, that moved you way up there. I mean, that got you the Feel Free Kayaks gift certificate award, you know, and at the championship, you'll get presented with the Rookie of the Year award that Tear 'em Up Fishing's working. I hear it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah. And what's crazy is after I thought about it, I caught all 5 fish on my limit on different lures. I caught one on a whopper plopper, I caught one on a shaky head, I caught one on a jig, and I caught one on a crankbait randomly. But what was weird is I lost my net on my 3rd fish trying to net the fish. The fish jumped over my net and in the boat, and in the process of me trying to catch the fish, my net sank. So I was boat flipping my fish all day, and that made me put the crankbait up. I'm not dealing with no smallies with a crankbait.
Yeah, that's a good way to get a hook right in your leg.
Oh yeah.
You know, man, I was looking at your bag and you know, your two big fish, they're largemouth. Everything else you had were smallmouth and you know, decent sized smallmouth. And did you see a lot of smallmouth throughout the day, or was it kind of a mixed bag for you?
I caught about 20 fish. 15 of them were smallmouth.
That's awesome.
15 of them were smallmouth.
Yeah, I think on Stockton, you get in that area, you'll catch a lot of smallmouth in one area or largemouth in another area. It just kind of depends on where you're at.
Yeah, I'd prefer to catch smallmouth. That way, if I bought,
Yeah.
like, at least I went and caught some smallies, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
They're longer too and skinnier, so you get a little bit more bang for your buck when you catch a brownie.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Even though my largies are the ones that help me, I'm just still in shock, man, because nothing about the lake studying told me to throw a swim jig deep, slow. I just decided something just told me just try it. Why not? You know,
Did you catch
I
any?
figured it. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to ask if you caught any trash fish while you were doing that. I saw some people talking about some drum and walleye and some other stuff they
Yeah,
were catching. Did you have that problem?
I caught a 26-inch walleye on the jig. I caught a 26-inch walleye on a jig and I thought it was a nice bass for the longest time till it came up. And I didn't take a picture of it because I was just trying to get back in the water and get him, you know, it's kind of wasting my time with this fish. But yeah, it was the first walleye I've ever caught.
Yeah, it must have been just a good day on the water because I've seen, walleye being caught, catfish being caught, bass were being caught, white bass, bluegill. It just seemed like guys were catching everything in the water.
They were biting good, man. I had a blast there, man. I've had a blast I think my favorite lakes we fished this year are Lake of the Ozarks, Truman, and this lake, Stockton. I just love the amount of bites I was getting.
That's what I was fixing to just ask you is, looking back at other events, what have you really enjoyed? But, for those guys that maybe haven't came to a live event yet, what has been your favorite part of it?
Oh man, the live event, the pressure. I love the pressure. I love launching at night and being on a mission. And it's just a different feeling than being in a monthly. You got all this pressure on you, and then you got McNasty and Lance Burris. And you got Dorman Huey. You know what I'm saying? You got guys that are sticks out there that make you, like, no matter what limit you got, you got to keep trying and keep plugging away. And it's a marathon. It's not a race. And I just enjoy everything about it. It's challenging. It's humbling. I was really tough on myself all year. I thought I've had a bad year, man. I'm used to more top 10 finishes than what I got this year, but I'm feeling really good. I like how I finished. I feel like I got a lot of confidence rolling into the championship. And I had a bad time at Table Rock last time, so I'm really looking to redeem myself. And I'm just looking to be around the guys again, man. It's awesome. We weren't able to kick it like we normally do because of COVID.
Wow.
So it was cool to kick it the last event a little bit more, and it was definitely cool to take home one of them awesome wooden trophies, man. That's dope too. I've wanted one all year.
Yeah, those are pretty nice. So is Table Rock, is that what's up next for you, the championship? Is that your next tournament?
Yeah, I've been taking it easy, man. I've been trying to focus on what I'm doing, and I haven't even been fun fishing a lot. I've been signing up for the monthlies, but most of those fish are from live tourneys. I've been saving my energy for the live ones, man. I feel like those tournaments you got to fish your ass off, so that you don't want to burn yourself out fishing in the meantime, in between time, unless it's something really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I live in St. Louis. It's not a lot of scenic, beautiful lakes out here. My scenic, beautiful lakes are tournament time, so I try to save my energy for that.
Yeah, that's some good advice, because I know from firsthand myself too. You can burn yourself out if you go out and then fishing those monthly onlines, and you're just, every day out on the water, 3 or 4 times a week out on the water. You're spending all your time chasing after that 120-inch fish. After a while, it turns into work, and it's just not even fun anymore.
There's got to be balance. You got to still be having fun. But what sucks for me is I don't like fun fishing, because when I fun fish, I hammer a 5-pounder and then I'm pissed off.
I know. It's hard for me too. I'm like, I want to go fishing, but I'm not in any event right now. So if I caught a big one, it'd just be wasted.
Right. Yeah, I was going to go to Dardanelle right before this tournament, but I decided not to. I really wanted to save my energy for Stockton, and I really wanted to finish out this tournament season with you guys. I regret not fishing Palmy. I feel like if I would have showed up to Palmy and put up a decent limit, I feel like I might have been able to at least get in a little bit more of the conversation for AO. I was -1 event, and I had one really bad event on top of that. I feel like another good finish. So I do regret not sticking it out and fishing them all. But hindsight's 20/20, brother.
Yeah, you ended up doing pretty good. I mean, you qualified for the national championship this year. You've qualified for the All-American. You've qualified for the Missouri State Championship. So you're going to all the big shows, man. Good job.
Thank
You
you,
did.
man. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I'm
Talk.
looking forward to getting our team up at the All-American up on Truman. You're talking about how you like fishing Truman. Like, whew, our the MoYak list of guys going up there for the All-American is
That,
stacked.
yeah,
Dude, I would bet money on that we're going to win this club thing for sure. I mean,
it's stacked.
whew. But there's a
I,
lot of good anglers coming from all over the country too. It's going to be that's going to be a good one.
we got Jim coming up there with us, Mr. 100-inch limit up there coming with us.
Oh, I have to check the list, but I think so. Yeah, I think he is in the top 10.
We're gonna have to bribe him if he's not, man. We have to get him in there some way. That dude hammered him there. Stockton was awesome. Stockton reminded me of what we just fished what we fished at Truman. But Truman, I didn't get that one. I was 79 inches there with a 13 or something, and if I would have called that one out, that would have catapulted me too. But dude, I lost some big fish there. That lake's fun to fish. I can only imagine. I literally caught fish off of 15 different lures on Truman. It was a blast. I think everybody said they had fun there though.
Yep, I think so too. It really showed out.
Definitely.
So the classic in Table Rock is what I'm looking forward to next. Other than that, I'm chilling, fishing monthlies, maybe spending time with the family.
Talking about Table Rock, did you sign up for the Bass Nation this year?
Oh yeah, I signed up. I mean, you're already gonna be down there. You might as well try to get double up, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, double up. Plus, I think Josh has been working his ass off to make it worth it and make it really cool. And dude, the things you do in this group and with this club it's just awesome. It's really I've been in other clubs and I don't down talk any other clubs. I just really like this club compared to other ones I've been in, and I just feel like the camaraderie's there, and I feel like the anglers are there, man. If you could compete with these guys, in my opinion, you can compete with anybody almost anywhere, And
yeah, it's not just the anglers too. We got the water too. We've got these amazing lakes here as well.
Yeah, you see those names on that list that I'm up there with. I'm up there with Troy and Hillman, and I think that's awesome, man. I'm where I wanted to be, and I didn't think I was gonna get here, but that strong finish is what did it for me. But to anybody watching that gets discouraged coming to these tournaments, dude, it's persistence, man. You could have 3 or 4 bad tournaments in a row, or not be where you want to be, but the fish don't care about your last tournament. You got to refresh, have a good attitude about it, and come out and fish hard. You never know what can happen. Seriously, it's awesome. It's humbling.
That's absolutely right, man.
I'm hard to humble, man.
Well, we appreciate you coming on to talk to us about it. I mean, it's a pretty cool story, and I want to congratulate you again on your Rookie of the Year victory, man. Good job.
Thanks, man. Thanks. It's been since I met you at the national championship in Louisiana last year. It's been a pleasure, man.
Same here, brother. Look forward to seeing you at Table Rock too, man.
Oh yeah. I'm finna hammer them down there. I'm putting up in 2
Let's
days.
go.
I'm putting up over 160, dude. That's my goal. I'm putting up 160 inches is minimum. Is my goal.
It's gonna take that.
Smallies in there too. We gotta get some smallies. I need revenge on Table Rock. It whooped my butt last time. I'm kind of mad at it.
Yeah, I am too. You weren't alone, dude. I couldn't even. I don't even know if I caught a fish.
I don't think Hoover caught a fish. I think he was down there. I don't think he caught a fish. It was brutal.
It was bad.
The only person I know caught fish was Marty Hughes.
He can catch fish in any mud puddles, but we're good to go now. Table Rock's back down. It's not going to be flooded this time.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. Redemption.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to pull a Troy Inky.
Well, DJ, congratulations again, man. Is there anyone you want to thank or any companies that you're fishing for that you want to shout out?
Well, I definitely want to thank my wife, because without her and letting me get out here and do this thing and pursue my dreams, it would be a lot harder to do. Peace at home is kind of important if you're doing something like this. Yeah. So I want to thank her, and I want to thank my parents for raising me the way they did. I want to thank my grandpa for teaching me how to bass fish, and my uncles. And I definitely want to thank, Woo Tungsten for, putting me on their staff and believing in me. And I want to thank, Biz Bates, thank Bass Mogul for always showing me love, And I thank Feel Free Kayaks for giving me a $250 gift certificate, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Dorado, cuz.
There you go, man. Yeah.
But yeah, man, and thank you guys, man. The podcast is always awesome. I think you guys got good contrast, and I think you guys do a good job with it. So thanks to you guys too.
Hey, thanks, man. We're just trying to figure it out as we go. We're no professionals.
We just make it up.
Yeah, we just make it up as we go.
I think you guys hold it down pretty good.
Well, thanks, man. Hey, man, can't wait to see you how you do at Table Rock, and looking forward to that event and also the All-American. Keep it up, man. Keep grinding. Keep doing what you're doing, and be who you are, man. Thanks for being on here, and again, man, congratulations, dude.
Right on, man. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on here.
Yep.
Cool, man.
See you soon,
talk
bro.
To you later. He told a good story. Good time having him on here. Super nice guy. And he's one of those guys you got to talk to at the tournaments. Super good guy, good to talk to. Always has something to tell you about his day, and excited for him in that Rookie of the Year, and all that good stuff. We talked a bit about the championship, and we got a lot of stuff going on that event. Can you elaborate on that for us, Josh?
Oh yeah. The championship is up next, and it's going to be down there at the Indian Point Marina Pavilion where we were last year. That's all set up and ready to go. So we're going to be doing it's going to be like an honor awards, or an award ceremony for everything that's gone on this year as well. Not only are we going to award the winners of the state championship, but we're also going to honor the Sportsman of the Year. We're going to make that announcement on who that is. He's going to get a trophy as well. We're going to announce the Rookie of the Year. We'll present DJ with his trophy. Lance, the Angler of the Year, is going to get his trophies. The Team Trail champions, they're going to be crowned and get their belts. So there's a lot going on, and there's going to be a lot of hardware given away at the state championship.
There is, man. I know last year being at that event and watching Troy, sweep it and take both events, it was exciting to see. It was exciting to see guys at the end of the year still hungry and made them hungry from next year. And it's a great event to go. Even if you don't, fish it, come out there. It's a great time, good time to talk to the guys, meet some guys, and I'm excited about it.
Yep, it's going to be a good one. And, the lake's, fishable and good right now. And Table Rock turns on in October. That's when Table Rock gets on fire. So potential's there for a great event. So hope to see everybody there.
It's going to be a good time. I'm ready for it. A couple weeks away. We'll be there before we know it. Josh, man, good luck at the national championship, individually and on your team side, man.
Thanks, man. That's next up, heading to Alabama.
Well, cool, guys. Make sure and go support our MoYak guys headed to the national championship. Show them some love, and until next time, we're out of here.
Adios. See ya.